Yo, what's going on, everybody? So this video, let's get it out the way. It's not gonna be a video talking about Naruto or anything like that. This will be something pertaining strictly to the channel. This is also an opportunity for me to kind of speak to you guys and address some of the questions and comments of different things that I've gotten in the comment section and on the social media accounts and everything. And I want to open it up by asking a couple of questions. You know, first, I know you guys, a lot of you been hitting me up saying, hey, will you do the Screen Rant reactions to their list? Will you do the Watch Mojo reaction to their list? And I've been getting bombarded with messages about that. I will. I've got some of those recorded. It just comes down to editing. And I know right now, like, the Sasuke list is super popular. Everybody's doing videos on it. And if you know anything about me, you know I don't like to hop on trends. I don't like to do what everyone's doing at the moment. You know, I'd rather do something a little more from left field. Now, the other thing though, the other thing I want to kind of ask is, would you guys be okay with a community response where I ask a question on the community tab like I have been doing, giving you guys updates, but in this case I will be asking you guys a question. You guys write your comments and different things, theories, whatever, and I just take time and I go through and I read some of them and give you replies. It'll be a better opportunity for interaction. You know, I take great joy in the fact that I make an effort to read every comment on every video, and I feel like this would be a really good way because, you know, anybody can write a response, but, you know, kind of making a video and replying to you guys, I think that'd be pretty cool. Now, the other question I have before we get into some more serious stuff is, I've also been playing with the idea of wanting to do a more podcast type video, not anything super lengthy. And you guys know, like when I do like the what ifs or whatever, you know, those are a bit on the lengthy side, but you know, this would be like a 3 to 7 minute video where it's just one picture, it's text, and I'm just going over some random topic that's Naruto related, and it's just me speaking to you guys about it. Let me know if you'd be okay with that, because like I said, that is something I've wanted to do, but I wasn't sure if you guys would support that type of thing. Now, with all of that out the way, why did I say, hey, we need to talk, let's have an honest conversation? So what exactly is kind of pulling this? So just getting right into it. So if you follow me on, you know, Twitter and just my social media accounts, you know that 2018 hasn't been the best year for me. I mean, I've had a few people that I care about die, and that's affected me in a very heavy way. I mean, somebody I was in love with ended up dying right after my birthday, and that took a huge toll on me. And you know, if you've seen some of the videos I've done, like with One Piece, and you know, some of the face reveal videos I've done in the past on other platforms, you know, you guys know that, you know, I was already a big dude. I wasn't fat or anything like that. Like, I lifted weights and that size was more muscle. But you know, after everything that happened, after everything that took place, you know, I went into a very dark space, and I'm a lot better now, but I can say this much, you know, I got into a really dark space. I had a lot of dark thoughts, and you know, I can say that, you know, working on these videos and everything, it has given me an outlet. You know, that's why, you know, I work on so many videos. There's so many videos you guys haven't seen, because when some people go through stuff, some people address it right then and there, some people run from it, and some people put their energy into other things. And with me, when I'm going through something, I'm more likely to just bury my nose in some type of work, and that's essentially what I've done. I mean, I've got like 30 to 40 videos that have been recorded and edited that you guys haven't even seen yet. So I say that to say that when you look at what happened in 2018, when I say I was in a dark space, you know, the other thing about me is that I'm a very emotional eater. And you know, when you look at the beginning of the year, I was 245 pounds and I was 11.5% body fat. So I was in relatively good shape. Now, what ended up happening is, because of everything that took place, I've gained a lot of weight. I've gained roughly 40 pounds, and I've gone up in body fat percentage, and that's led to some health issues. And you know, so you guys have been asking me, like, why aren't you uploading multiple videos back to back to back to back? You know, what's going on? That's part of the reason. So what's going on is it's gotten to the point where everything that's happened in 2018, from the deaths to some other things that took place that if you follow me on Twitter, you're very well aware about, to what's going on in my personal life, like with my mom, where my mom's business was under a lawsuit and I was in conversation with her to assume her mortgage. And that's a really big deal. That's a really big deal when it comes to my job. I work for a politician, and when the elections and everything happened, the politician that I worked for lost election, and there was this huge rumor going around that the new politician was going to come in, fire everybody in the office, and it's because the new politician is somebody from a different party. And when all that happened, I got all that going on all at the same time. I had a relative who had lost their job and I was paying their mortgage, and just a whole bunch of stuff. So what ended up happening is it raised my blood pressure to the point where it wasn't hypertension stage 1. It was like, no, you need to go to the hospital. That's how much stress I was under. And what's really scary is the fact that I'm in my 20s. I shouldn't be going through stuff like that. I almost said the other word. I shouldn't be going through stuff like that. And yet the amount of stress that it put on me put me to that point where it was physically affecting my health. And so I've had to kind of lay back. I've had to cut back on how many videos I edit and everything. And when you look at what's going on now, as I start trying to take better control of my life and everything, and it's getting really hard because right now you're going into the holidays, and just looking at the fact that holidays are when you spend time with your loved ones, and I got people that aren't here. Somebody that I was in love with, I can't tell her, hey, Merry Christmas. When the new year rolls around, I can't tell her, hey, happy birthday, because her birthday was in February. I can't say stuff like that. And it's something that as we get closer and closer to the holiday period, I feel myself going more and more towards being in that darker place. But I can say I am working on a lot of the issues. I've been back in the gym. I've been, doing my 60 minutes of cardio, just light cardio before. I've been doing my weightlifting, and just to put something in perspective for you, when, I tell you I was at 11.5% body fat, when I was in college, I used to lift with some of the football players at my school, and I followed an athlete's level of training. And so I would mix in a lot of high intensity interval training on top of, weightlifting and everything. And I would do a lot of resistance training. I mixed it up very, very well. And so I say all that to say that's part of why I don't upload as many videos, because I have to get my health under control. Because again, I'm in my 20s, and high blood pressure and all this other stuff, it's not something that I should be dealing with. I shouldn't have to be worrying about heart problems and everything. So I say that part to say, right now, hell, I'm going through it right now. My grandmom, and if you follow me on Twitter, you know exactly what the situation with that is. My grandmom is in the hospital, and she just collapsed out of nowhere. It turns out she had been falling and she wasn't telling anybody, and she has sustained multiple fractures and multiple broken bones and all the other stuff, and it's messed her spinal cord up to a point where she can't even feel her legs. And my grandma might never walk again. That's a very real possibility, and the only way to fix it is they would have to do surgery. The problem is my grandmom's 80 years old. She's 80 years old, and they're not sure if they do the surgery, despite the fact, my grandmom's more like a tsunade. If you get out of line, she'll bop you over the head, and if she gets pissed off, she gets really animated. But at the same time, father time is father time. And so if they do the surgery, there's a possibility she might not wake up because they got to put you under for that type of stuff. And that's something, my family's not willing to take that risk. And so it's a bunch of different things that are going on, and I'm doing my best to keep the stress down. I've got, some security with my job now, thankfully. But, I say that to say, once again, I thank you guys for the support. And honestly, once everything gets under control, I will get to a point where I am uploading more and giving you guys different types of videos and everything. And part of the reason I wanted to do this is I saw a tweet by Forever World, and you know, I followed Forever when I was in college, right? And really before I even started college, because he used to do, you know, Dragon Ball Z videos and everything, and that was before he had like the setup he's got in his room. Like it was before, like there was barely anything in the background, very low quality. So I followed Forever for a very long time, and you know, one thing I've always respected about him is that, you know, he's been very upfront with people, telling them like, hey, you know, I deal with depression, hey, I do this. And you know, he sent out a tweet, you know, earlier this week, and he was talking about how, you know, he used to be over 300 pounds and now he's getting out of the 200s. And you know, just hearing his story and seeing him be brave enough to send out that tweet is what made me say, well, you know what, I've had a rough 2018. I've gained a lot of weight. I'm dealing with a bunch of health issues. Let me take out that leap of faith and let me be honest with my subscribers and the people who support me. Let them know where I'm coming from. That way, when I get out of this messed up space, we can all celebrate together and we can get back to doing things the way they're supposed to be done. So I thank you guys for just kind of sitting through this. You know, if you watched all the way through, I completely appreciate your support, guys. And I just want to leave it off with this. You know, if you're going through anything, you know, don't hesitate to, you know, say it down in the comment section and everything. You know, I try not to do too many videos like this because I don't want to bring a negative vibe to the channel and get all gloomy and depressive and everything. But, you know, we're a community over here. And so when it comes to stuff like that, we should be able to have honest discussions with each other. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.